Tariffs are taxes imposed by a government on imported goods. They are used to restrict trade, as they increase the price of imported goods and services, making them less attractive to consumers. The world watched in disbelief on March 4, 2025, as the Trump administration announced a series of sweeping tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. This unexpected move sent shockwaves through the global economy, marking a significant escalation in President Trump's ongoing trade war. The tariffs, ranging from 10 to 25%, targeted a wide array of goods, including automobiles, agricultural products, and electronics. The administration justified these tariffs on the grounds of national security and economic fairness. President Trump, in a series of tweets, accused these countries of unfair trade practices, currency manipulation, and stealing American jobs. He specifically cited the flow of fentanyl into the United States, blaming Mexico and Canada for not doing enough to combat drug cartels. However, many analysts saw these tariffs as a dangerous gamble, potentially harming the very American workers they were intended to protect. The tariffs, they argued, would likely lead to higher prices for consumers, job losses in industries reliant on imports, and retaliation from targeted countries. The administration's actions were met with immediate condemnation from business groups, economists, and world leaders. The response from Mexico, Canada, and China was swift and decisive. All three countries announced retaliatory tariffs on a range of American goods, targeting key exports like agricultural products, automobiles, and machinery. China, already embroiled in a trade war with the United States, responded with particular force, doubling existing tariffs and imposing new ones on billions of dollars worth of American goods. The impact on the U.S. economy was immediate and severe. Stock markets plunged, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average experiencing its biggest single-day drop in history. Companies across multiple sectors announced layoffs and factory closures, citing the tariffs as the primary cause. Consumer confidence plummeted as prices for everyday goods, from groceries to gasoline, skyrocketed. The agricultural sector, heavily reliant on exports to China, was hit particularly hard. Farmers, already struggling with low commodity prices and rising debt, faced the prospect of losing their farms as Chinese buyers turned to other suppliers. The automotive industry also reeled from the tariffs, with major manufacturers announcing production cuts and price increases. The trade war quickly escalated into a full-blown global crisis. Alliances frayed as the United States found itself increasingly isolated on the world stage. The European Union, caught in the crossfire, threatened to retaliate with tariffs of its own. The World Trade Organization, already weakened by Trump's previous actions, struggled to maintain order in the face of escalating protectionism. Within the United States, the tariffs ignited a firestorm of controversy. Democrats and Republicans alike criticized the president's actions, warning of dire economic consequences. Business leaders expressed alarm at the disruption to global supply chains and the uncertainty created by the trade war. The Trump administration, however, remained defiant, insisting that the tariffs were necessary to protect American interests. They argued that any short-term pain would be outweighed by the long-term benefits of a more favorable trade balance. As the trade war raged on, a sense of unease settled over the global community. The world watched with bated breath as the two largest economies, locked in a bitter standoff, edged closer to the brink. Economists warned of a potential global recession, the likes of which had not been seen since the Great Depression. Adding to the anxiety was the Trump administration's increasingly confrontational stance towards other countries, particularly in the realm of foreign policy. The president's alleged disrespect towards the Ukrainian president, coupled with the administration's decision to pause military aid to Ukraine, raised concerns about America's commitment to its allies and its role on the world stage. The confluence of these events, the escalating trade war, the breakdown of international cooperation, and the rise of nationalist sentiment, led many to draw unsettling parallels to the events that precipitated past global conflicts. While the prospect of a full-blown world war remained a distant possibility, the path forward seemed fraught with peril. The world held its breath, uncertain of what the future held.